Some of you may be going to this. You can also do this, rearrange your classroom and do it. I've done it before too. You can also have them do other kinds of role play, like jobs places. I had them, this is like, okay, now you're going to do a name card, business card, your own business card. Simplify, your name, I want to be, their sentence pattern. And then I had them go around the room and introduce themselves. Yeah. And they role play that. Also, it's like something you'll see is reader's theater. Instead of like actual drama where they run around the classroom, the stage, they just stand there and actually read it. You've got narrator parts, and then the dialogue, and they use your voice to express. You can do it as young as 2nd grade. So this school started English teaching in 1st grade, so 2nd grade they could do this. Yeah, it's totally possible. So, and then get them to act it out, yeah? But they don't run around, they're just standing there reading the script. So, when you think of it as too hard, no! Totally possible with 2nd grade, 2nd year English. Also, a story lesson, right? You can do so many things. Story, pre-teach vocabulary, give them pre-reading questions, introduce characters, tell the story, make it fun. Use visuals. Okay, so things, pre-reading questions, visuals. I was telling the very hungry caterpillar here. So on Monday he ate, well, 1 apple. On Tuesday he ate 2 pears. To make it, that way it's kind of like it adds more comprehension with the visuals. Follow up, then you can do review the vocabulary this way, do read it aloud, read comprehension questions, role play, have them retell the story, sequence the events, reader's theater, or say even add STEM. So this is like 3 little pigs. They're very hungry caterpillar. Okay, that's not in your book, by the way. And also, this was I think, as we mentioned here, choosing a story. How do you choose a story that's appropriate for them? Okay, so it's like try and find a book where 95% of students, the students can understand about 95% of the content, and they can eventually read it by themselves. And it has pictures to help them understand the story, and so I think it's age appropriate. And it's like, if it's too hard, your lesson's kind of bomb. Yeah? Or you have to completely rely on your co-teacher to translate the whole story. Okay, so this is a good guideline to do. Mini whiteboards, other activities, Q&A, vocabulary, spelling. You don't have whiteboards? No problem. Ubiquitous is like these plastic sleeves. Okay, these are cut a little differently, but there's like something called an L folder. So they're cut, here and here. Okay, so cheap, at the dozen. It's like all you do is just stick a white piece of paper inside. Whiteboard marker? Whiteboard marker, tissue. There's your whiteboard. That's it. Cheap, easy. And you can also do you guys have played Kahoot, right? So where you like Q&A, okay, compete. Well, the problem is a lot of your schools, your Wi-Fi is going to be unreliable or non-existent. You can still do a competition. This is like the cheap version of it. So instead of actually having devices, because you're not going to have, 20 devices for the kids. Instead, it's like this flickers. It has like a QR code, and said, like, a letter A, B, C, D. It's like whichever side is facing up, that's the answer that you're choosing. Okay? So let's give it a try. Yeah, you just need your cell phone and Wi-Fi, and your classroom computer will do. Okay. Got this, space saving, like Apple's, like I gotta re-download the app. Oh God. Okay, well my phone is downloading, which may or may not work. So basically what you do is you design questions. Okay, this is the website. You can build a library of questions, set up your classrooms in it, and then which questions you want to ask. You can set them all over here. You can download all the QR code cards that you have. And then in live view, that's where it's refusing to do it. It's refusing to download. Yeah. Alright. So basically, it's you choose a question on your phone, and then it's like it will display in the live view, and then you use your cell phone, the camera function, to scan the card, and you'll see that it actually comes up on that. Okay, so come on. Yeah, technology problems. Okay, so we're going to pretend you are this class. Let's see. Okay, so I've selected a question. Okay, this is one of my former classes right here. Okay, so how are you today? A, great. B, tired. C, bored. D, happy. Okay, and I can do scan. Okay, it says you want to use my camera. You see, it's like the ones that get scanned, you'll get a check. And your number is the one that the tiny number you see on the corner, on each corner of your QR code. Yeah? Alright, and then see, and then you can have those like, what's the answer? Right. There's no answer with this. But here you can graph. It gives a graph. And you can also, if there's a correct answer, you can reveal what it is. Okay? So, good, I'm glad most of you are great and happy. Nobody's bored. I'm glad to see that. Okay, next one, where there is a correct answer. Okay. Let's do the next one. Sorry. Okay, what is PPAP? This is very hot a few years ago. Okay? Here you go. Alright? If you've never heard of it, it's okay. number because it's a lot easier to track. That's the student number. Okay? And I can see right away whether you picked the right answer or not. Okay? Because if it's correct, then it'll be show your name as like in green. But if it's incorrect, it will show it in red. You're probably thinking about the okay? Okay. All right. So the answer, okay, I can show what are the answers that everybody picked. That's a C, pen, pineapple, apple, pen. Yeah? So then you get the statistics. Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, you can enjoy that at lunch, okay? But you can basically ask any question, multiple choice question you want, okay? Okay, and the last thing I have here is like EV. Okay, so these are all the ones I've done. So you might change every 6 months, every 2 months, depending on your school. Okay, and it's like role play. And basically my idea of what an English village does is to get the kids interested in having fun and learning English. It's like it really doesn't matter if they can learn or not. That's to me. That's not really the purpose. It's to get them to see that there's like, oh, there's a practical use for it, for English in this scenario. Okay, and I've given to you, what I think are the things that need to have in it. And one thing that's important is that you need to be able to assess right away at the beginning of the lesson how much do they know English. And then you can differentiate, say, the different vocabulary dialogue that you do. Because you're going to get some groups that are very, very low, some high, and you can choose from there. Okay? So in there, I've got, the whole thing is like what I do consider. So you can look at that in the end. Okay? And that's about it. We're way out of time. So, have fun. Keep a positive attitude. Keep on. Yes, protect against your mosquitoes. I've got so much stuff. This stuff would actually take 3 hours to talk, but I'm just rushing through it. Sorry, guys. Alright, so this afternoon, before we head off to lunch, we've got 2 speakers. We've got Adam Matz talking about co-teaching, and then after that, we've got Philip talking about Clio. So, and also we've been forgetting to do this during break time. Go to the back, and they will just take a quick picture of you for tomorrow's closing ceremony. Yeah. All right. So enjoy your lunch. Come back.